Hello, we're back here to talk about the Blackmagic Pro Pocket Cinema Camera 4K and some of the power options you have. So anyways, yesterday, I was out in the field doing some video on things, and I didn't really have a chance to go over some things, and again, I have to apologize. There is some pretty bad video in there, overexposures and things, but I'm doing a lot of this on my own. Everything kind of on the vlog camera is in auto mode, so the auto mode just kind of takes over, does its thing, tracks my face, adjusts exposure, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try a little harder on the Sony if I'm going to keep using this camera to try to do some manual adjustments, and even like right now I've tried doing some manual stuff so you didn't get that overexposure. I mean, I've noticed a lot of stuff going on with this, so I will try to pay attention a little more. I just really want to get that information out to you guys, you know, about some of this stuff that's working and not working right now. It's mostly just technical. Again, we'll go more into cinematography and things and lighting and all that good stuff, but right now I'm just trying to find a spot to talk to y'all. This is a pretty small space I'm in, and again, I apologize for some of the rushing through and not explanations of what I'm doing and what it's all about. And if you go back to the other video, you'll see links on the bottom. But anyways, let's talk a little bit more about the power requirements of the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, because that's what this video really is all about. So again, there's a lot of question out there about what batteries work, which batteries don't work. Am I going to fry my board? Is it going to catch on fire? You know, there's some people out there, some pretty good horror stories of people's boards pretty much frying. They've smelt them fried, they smelt the smoke, they knew it happened then and there, and that's even using a cheap D-tap cable. So D-tap cables can be used to hook up your, you know, monitors and things from, you know, things on the side here. There's D-tap cables, as you can see here. You could hook up that to the monitor, what have you. Now, cheap D-tap cables can cause problems, so you really want to buy from trusted sources, you know, name brands, nothing that doesn't have a name brand on it. And then again, even with the name brand on it, you need to make sure you go with trusted sources like Adorama, B&H Photo. If you've been working with someone at Adorama, or there's somebody that's had good luck with somebody on Adorama, they might go ahead and recommend Adorama. I've had some, or not, excuse me, not Adorama, but Amazon. You just want to make sure on Amazon that these people, you know, are getting good quality products, they're not knockoffs, blah blah blah. So anyways, Adorama, B&H Photo are great two places to go, sources, you can trust them. They even have used equipment, they check out all that kind of stuff. You can trade your gear in and get cash. But I mean, D-tap cables, just as simple as that. But let's go into more of the Juicebox. I couldn't even say it the other day because it's so new to me. I was so excited that it's working so well, keeping my camera powered up even right now as we're talking. But right now I'm going to power my camera down so I can go a little bit more into depth with this Juicebox and what the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera Pro or Camera 4K boy, that's a hard one to say. Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K can actually use and do with these types of connections. So turning it off, the field world monitor is just wonderful. I'll talk about that more in depth on another video, but right now let's talk about this battery. Again, this is the Juicebox. I highly recommend it. There's a 95 watt hour. This is the 150 watt hour. They have gold mount. They have the V mount. I happen to have the V mount gold, or the V mount type. I did have gold mounts before. If you see this camera behind me here, that's all gold mount. I still have the Anton Bauer big huge battery gold mounts. The old cameras, I had two of those guys. They were like $5,000 a piece in the days, and of course I want them used for half the price. But now those DVC Pros or Panasonics are kind of obsolete. So anyways, but you can probably still use the batteries. I didn't try that. But if you know anybody who needs some good gold mount Anton Bauers that want to, you know, let me know. Anyways, here's these right here, Juicebox. Now let's talk a little bit more about the requirements. This output is 14.8 volts with 10.4 amps. So I'm going right into the power source here of the camera. I'm not using the battery side. I've already told you guys that I didn't like the battery side. That means you have to get the door off. The door has to stay open. It would be in the way. You know, I just don't like that kind of stuff. So I like going right in there. Now there are two options. This option I like better, and I'll tell you why. First of all, it is out of the way. And this is a nice battery. It also has USB. I think I mentioned that in the last video. If you didn't see it, go ahead and watch that one. It also has a D-tap for its own charging. It's like a rapid charger. It charges this battery up pretty quick. I think 2 or 3 hours. Depends on how low it is. I think it's 3 to 4 if it's all the way dead. But you know, it just slides right in and snaps in like so. And they do recommend taking your battery out if you're using this. Now I have used this battery to charge my Blackmagic battery, but now I've decided I'm just going to take that battery out because it does say that in the manual. Now I'm going to quote this straight from the manual. If you go to Blackmagic's site, it's on page 33. It'll say the exact same thing I'm going to tell you. The DC input, which is this piece here, this is what I'm using for my camera. The DC input will accept. It needs 10.8 volts to 20 volts max. Now I have 14.8 volts. That should be fine in the middle. Now as it uses power, it goes down to 12, 11. You never want to go under the voltage that the camera requires. It can fry the board. You will have a toasted camera if you go below the voltage. So it's really important to stay between 10.8 volts and 20 volts in that area there. Now if you're using the battery side, there are some V-mounts that we'll talk about later if you want. Let me know what you guys want to talk about too. You know, there's things that I've done a lot of research on, and this is why I've made the decisions on the things that I have done, and I feel I have pretty much the best setup out there. So I mean, this here, if you were to use the V-mounts that go into the battery slot, and there are those that go into the battery slot, you'll have to be at a lower voltage. Battery input, take note, 6.2 volts to 10 volt max. Now again, you cannot go below that voltage. That battery is going to put out 7.4 volts, you know, so you're right okay with the batteries. You can use the Wasabis, they're cheap, you know, you can throw those in there. But there is a dummy battery used with some of these V-plates. And you want to make sure you're plugged into a port, or if you're going to make your own, you know, little thing with soldering iron and stuff, I've seen that on YouTube too, just make sure your voltage is in between that area, 6.2 to 10 volts. Otherwise, again, you will have burnt toast and smoke, and it will not be fun, because that will cost a lot of money to get that board replaced if you're only, you know, out of warranty. And it only is about a year and that camera is out of warranty. So make sure that you follow those guidelines and you shouldn't have any problem with your voltage. So that's about it. I hope this video was a little bit better, the lighting and stuff. I'm still trying to get organized myself. Still learning a lot about cinematography myself too. And again, guys, we're on this ride together. I'm going from a videographer to trying to become more of that artist, and, you know, trying to do cinematography. I'm doing photography for a wedding this year, and it's just, you know, I've done a couple weddings here and there, but, you know, I'm really trying to just hone in on this skill, watching training videos, training after training after training videos, really investing in the mind here. And then I'm trying to do and try things and experiment things, and then find out the results and then pass it on to you guys. And if anybody out there has better ideas or see something I'm doing wrong, I am totally open to letting me know, because I want to learn, I want to grow, and I hope you guys will learn and grow with me. So there you have it. And again, I really thank you for joining me. I'll try again to make the better videos in the future, and, you know, stay tuned, and thank you for watching the video. See you in the next one.